I'm Carrie Champion, Marcellus Wiley, LZ Granderson, and there's a special guest. Special guest.
Yeah.
Bomani Jones. He dressed up for us.
Y'all changed the dress code and didn't tell nobody.
Oh, okay.
Y'all could have put that in the email.
Yeah, right. There's a sign out front.
Yeah. We upgraded. What's going on?
Yeah. You got to the front of the club, the bouncer was like, bro.
No,
But I'm here, right? But I'm here, though, right?
Yeah, you in. All right, so let's get started with Going Places, presented by Toyota. Up first, Lambeau Week. You see what I did there? The Packers released Jordy Nelson and intend to sign Jimmy Graham to a 3-year deal. Back in January, the Packers decided not to retain quarterback coach Alex Van Pelt. Yesterday, Rodgers wrote on his Instagram account that Nelson's departure represented, quote, a sad day and the toughest part of this business. Marcellus, how should Aaron Rodgers feel today? No Jordy, now he has Jimmy. Should he be upset by that?
No, not upset at all. He saw this coming. It's a bittersweet moment. You get Jimmy Graham, man, who is now a red zone target that's back on track to his greatness, and you lose a guy who was going to count $12 million against the cap. So as great as Jordy Nelson has been at times, in aggregate, not living up to that name, especially when injured and especially when not productive like last year.
Well, wait, the numbers say they're the same. I know they're two different positions, the tight end for Jimmy and obviously wide out for Jordy, but the numbers say they're same. Is this the upgrade?
Well, there's a number called the age, and the age is different.
By a year.
By a year, not major.
But in NFL, remember, he missed the whole season, too, so he's not coming back. The Jordy Nelson that left before the injury is not the Jordy Nelson that Aaron Rodgers has been throwing to. But the other thing that Aaron Rodgers should be feeling, Bo, is he should feel encouraged. Why? Because they're blowing the whole thing up. They're trying to get new players in there. They're trying to make sure that he doesn't have to carry the team all by himself as he's been doing the last 2 to 3 seasons.
Yeah, sometimes your people got to make the hard decisions for you, right? Jordy Nelson, fan favorite, that's your man, but your man doesn't get deep like he used to get. And a deep receiver, if that's your game, and at 32 coming off the injury,
no longer matters.
Oh, don't you go there. That's cold.
It was quite deceptive. Lots of people continue to be fooled.
4.5.
Yep. And people, and 10 years later, people are still getting fooled. They ain't really getting deceived by the speed no more. The speed is not so deceptive.
And to your point, when the numbers are the same, but you're a tight end, that's actually advantage tight end. Because the tight end shouldn't put up comparable numbers to a deep threat wide receiver. And when that happens, the wide receiver is expendable.
All right, so I have a question for you, Bomani, and then we'll talk about it. What do the Browns do for you? Meanwhile, let's talk about it. The Browns have made major moves this offseason, but Deion Sanders doesn't care about that at all. Deion said young quarterbacks should refuse to play for the Browns and pull an Eli Manning. Can they do that? Come draft day. Check this tweet out. He goes, I love what the Browns have done this offseason, but if I'm a young quarterback, ain't no way I'm going to Cleveland. I would pull an Eli Manning if possible. Hashtag think about that. Hashtag truth. So, Bomani, do you agree with Deion? Does he have a point?
Hey, man, to paraphrase too short, I'm 37 years old. The Browns been sorry since I was in the 11th grade. They have been sorry forever. And when Eli Manning made this call with the Chargers, it was his daddy who played for a terrible team, wasn't better for his boy not to get stuck with a terrible team. And then he says, no, we're not going there, right? I could see why somebody would come to the same conclusion about the Browns. They've been bad for this long. Why would you have faith that they're going to be the team that could ultimately figure it out? Look, John Elway made the move. Eli Manning made the move. They got 4 Super Bowls between them, in part because they wound up in better franchise situations than the one that they would have been drafted in.
So once upon a time, the Dallas Mavericks were an awful team, and then one day a new owner comes in with new personnel, and all of a sudden now they're champions. Golden State Warriors were an awful team at one point. New owner, new personnel, they're champions. This is not the same Cleveland Browns team that we've been seeing for the past 20-plus years. They have the people because of the people that they finally get to hire. They're really smart football people, and thanks to Sasha, they now have the picks as well as the cap space to really make significant moves with smart people making those decisions.
I don't care if they're different or the same old doo-doo Browns. You know what I like? A situation like this where I have an opportunity for greatness. It's right for opportunity, someone to go in there. My cliche, I'd rather go somewhere and light the torch than carry the torch. So anytime I see a situation where I can go out there, become a living legend, if I turn things around, I'm always put my hand up in the air.
The next one is something I always say to you. Why you always hating? Sam Bradford is expected to sign a 1-year, $20 million deal with the Cardinals. And the Ravens, Eric Weddle said he took to Twitter yesterday to express his displeasure, saying, quote, so dumb. Bradford has been paid more for nothing than anyone in the history of the NFL. I did a little research here. I had Nugget shout out to our researchers.
Let's hear it. Let's hear what you got.
$114 million. That's how much he's paid.
Eat, brother.
Sam Bradford. 114, $20 million, 15 guaranteed. Is this a good deal?
Look, first of all, who ain't signing up for that opportunity? But look, Eric Weddle, you're doing too much. And he's throwing too much shade. Look, the hard part of the NFL is not the game. That's the easy part. The hard part is the process, the practices, the training camp, and everything this dude has to do to get himself ready to play. and not play. So, you know what? I respect the guy who is always ready for that moment, but still doesn't have the opportunities to go out there and shine. He is earning his money. Look,
80 games.
He's earning his money because he's going through the process like everybody else.
Matt Flynn, I can think of other QBs who have stolen money and have done less. He is not the Chandler Parsons of the NFL. He's not just straight up stealing money like that, not doing something. Sam Bradford is putting in work. I get what he's saying, but I think he picked the wrong target for his comments.
Yeah, he might not be stealing, but man, he sure has gotten a whole lot of it. Right? Like he had the timing. He was the last dude to get the big bonus contract.
Right.
But to be fair to him, when we saw him play in Minnesota, he was very good. And that was the first time that we'd really seen him with people to throw the ball to. He just could not stay healthy. And I will say this, man, getting injured doesn't sound like a whole good time. Like, it's not like he's gotten $140 million to sit at the crib. He got $140 million to go have surgery.
Exactly. The game has beat him up. Now, look, this show used to be an hour. Now it's 30 minutes. I ain't stealing because I ain't giving that money back either. Giving me that same dough, and I'm doing a lot less. That's how the game goes. So throwing shade at him for that, and he knows that he's always ready. That clipboard hurts the ego, bro. It's real.
Just hold it. I'll hold it for 114. I'm holding a clipboard.
See you at Coachella again,
come get this work. Last night, my Lakers beat the Nuggets and kept winning. Look at this. Julius Randle, Kyle Kuzma, each scored 26 points. Talk about it. We doing it. Yes, we have won 12 of our last 13, Marcellus. So take a look at this video. Do you see this toughness here? Are you ready to jump on the bandwagon? And listen, I want to tell you right now, the numbers say that we're close in the playoffs. I'm ready to go there. I'm ready to just run the table. 15 and we in.
Numbers say y'all close to the playoffs. I give you that. And they also say y'all closer to being sorry, which y'all been the last 5 years. So which numbers you really want to use? Look, I'm not jumping on that raggedy, tore down, old rear view mirror.
Because we on the way up.
Y'all on the way up? Oh, good for y'all. But y'all know what's...
y'all on the way down, and you know that.
It's only like 16 games left. How the hell y'all going to make up a 7 game?
I'm allowing you to get on now before the season starts next year.
I ain't got nothing for y'all. I love all the individual players, but as a franchise in this entirety, I got nothing.
There you go.
First of all, I ain't never been that small since 9th grade.
Marcellus, when you listen to Mornings with Keyshawn, George, and LZ, you will hear all the various reasons why you should be watching these Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, Julius Randle, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, they have a really good young nucleus that even if they don't get a big free agent signing, there's still a glimmer of hope, something that you don't have in Clipperland right now.
A glimmer of hope? What you mean we ain't got hope? We better than y'all. Y'all haven't even beat us this year. How y'all ain't got hope?
I love the idea that we are going to entertain the possibility of the playoffs with the Lakers. I came in here today. I came in here today, and the producer's like, the Lakers have won 31 games. The season is almost over. Like we are doing. This is who the Lakers are right now. They are a cute and charming upstart, and that is something Lakers fans have never had a chance to root for. A cute, charming upstart. Marcellus has never even had a cute, charming upstart with the Clippers. They went from sorry to a little bit better.
We went 0 to 60, and then we've been balling ever since. It's amazing how y'all falling from 16 championships to we can make the playoffs, and y'all pumped up.
No. What we're saying is that you need to get ready. So are you going to jump on now, or are you going to wait?
I'll wait. I've been waiting 5 years. Y'all done fired 3 team presidents and execs and owners.
You know the ticket prices go up the longer you wait. You know that, right?
All right, bad news. It's time for 3 cheers. 1 cheer for Kevin George here. He airballs the wide open 3, much like what the Clippers do often. Look at this.
Boy, hey, LeBron tried to cast those 4 role players into 1 star. So far, fine wine. Kevin Love, line 1. Kevin Love, please.
2 cheers for Raptors' DeMar DeRozan. He's my dog. I hate that. He slips and falls on his backside. That's okay, because he
never hesitate to put him.
Raptors out there, they number 1. They're number 1.
Yeah, they bought. But they're not going to come out the East, which is crazy.
Who's coming out the East?
Just like last year, the number 1 seed didn't come out the East.
Coming out the East?
Yeah, they're going to figure that out.
3 cheers for the Bulls. None of the Bulls can get the rebound, and the ball goes out of bounds. What do you think about this, Bo? How you giving it?
Another memo from Tankin.
I say this, I wouldn't hit the ground for a ball at this point in the season if I was the Bulls neither. You think he could have dove for it? And was like, for who? For what? Ricky Waters.
For who and for what? Jay Cutler is giving out advice on how to be a quarterback, folks. I don't know. That makes me say nah. Coming up next, we're talking about...
You're shady, Sports Nation.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota, proud partner of Team USA.